Howdy folks, this is Tony here, and in this video I'm going to explain to you how I passed the Pentest Plus exam on the first try with no experience as a cybersecurity analyst or a SOC analyst or a junior pen tester. It took me 5 months of study and there were 5 things that I did. But before I tell you those 5 things, let me give you a brief explanation of my background. In terms of my career, I have only ever performed basic help desk functions at work, such as account resets, password policies, account lifecycle, and some cloud related duties and things with file permissions and things of that nature. Basic stuff that you would only need the A plus or the Net plus for at best. That's all I've ever done at work. I am interested in pivoting into SOC analyst or junior pen tester, things of that nature. That's why I took these exams, but I've never done those things before. My experience is limited. However, on my own, I studied for Python, learned about loops, object-oriented programming, scripts, and things of that nature. I studied SQL because I found it interesting. I even studied a little bit of JavaScript just to get my mind around the syntax of different programming languages. So I studied those things on my own because they were interesting and because I thought I would do those things in my career eventually. But I brought all of that to the table and took the Security Plus first and passed that. So before I started studying for the CompTIA Pentest Plus, I already had some help desk experience, already had a Security Plus under my belt, and had already been studying Python and SQL on my own because I thought they were interesting. So that's my background, but I've never been a SOC analyst. I've never been a junior pen tester, never been a cybersecurity analyst 1 or 2. That's what I'm trying to get into, which is why I started studying for the Pentest Plus exam. Now on to the 5 things that I did. Step 1, Pentest Plus for Dummies. I cannot recommend this enough. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. This book will give you a wherewithal in the world of penetration testing. It covers all the domains, but I will give you a caveat about this book. The edition that I have is for the Pentest Plus 001 version, which is the older version. In the date in which I am recording this video, which is December 24th, 2023, the Pentest Plus 002 is the version that's out now. So some of the information in this book may not appear on your exam, but in terms of giving you a general idea of what these technologies are used for, what would you use a proxy server for, what would you use mmap for, what would you use Hydra for, what would you use John the Ripper, or things of that nature, this will get your foot in the door to understanding all of what it takes to be a pen tester. This is a strong foundation, a great start. You can tell I've got duct tape on the spine here. The pages are shredded. I read this book to pieces. Very good book. I highly recommend it. Reading this book will prepare you for step 2, which is the second thing I did, the Jason Dion's training course on Udemy. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. But what I will say about his course, he is very thorough. In fact, I would say he's probably, for the most part, more thorough than even the exam is itself. But I would say when you're watching Jason Dion's videos, don't just have it in the background while you're doing something else. Actively listen, actively pay attention. Get 2 composition notebooks because he's very thorough. He covers a lot of information and you're going to be watching it, writing down what he says, bold, underline, highlight, write down, take notes as you're watching his videos. That information was very useful, very handy, which leads me to step 3. The third thing I did after this book and after the Jason Dion tutorial videos that you buy on Udemy is I took the Jason Dion practice exams. He has a set of practice exams for the Pentest Plus that are on Udemy. You purchase those separately from the original course itself, and those exams are definitely at least as thorough as the exam itself is. I found that to be the case when I took them. What I like about Jason Dion's practice exams, he has structured it in a way that depending on which questions you get wrong, at the end of the practice exam, it'll let you know what domain you're weakest in. And then you can just go and study that. So that is what I did. I took that, and if ever I had a domain that I wanted to get stronger in, I said, okay, so my domain 3, I could use some more help there. Let me go back and watch the videos on that, or let me go back and read the chapter from here on that, or do what I did for step 4. So again, this was step 1. Jason Dion's class, Jason Dion's practice exams. Step 4, on YouTube, there is a free 11-hour video by Paul Browning on the CompTIA Pentest Plus. And I basically, after having the foundation for my book and Jason Dion's material, when I was listening to Paul Browning, I was able to follow that a lot more because, again, Jason Dion's course is over 20 hours. It's fairly long. However, Paul Browning's video is only 11 hours long, so he's covering the material but much faster, at a much faster pace. But if you already understand a lot of the material, you'll be able to follow along with that. I sort of had Paul Browning's video in the background as like a podcast that I was listening to as I did my daily activities. So that helped a lot. It helped to sort of shore up the areas where I may have been weaker in and help me. All of these sort of complemented each other. And then the final thing I did was I paid for the premium Try Hack Me subscription so I could complete the modules on their Pentest Plus class. Now, as of this video, I only completed half of them because I felt like instead of just doing all of them robotically, just following along the script, when I noticed whatever domains I was weakest in from the Jason Dion videos, I said, okay, let me go into the Try Hack Me module and get some hands-on experience with those particular domains so that I could strengthen up my knowledge base and understand what I'm looking at when I go into the exam. I would say whatever domain you are weakest in, do a hands-on experience for it through Try Hack Me, and that is especially important if you're like me and you've never worked as a cybersecurity analyst and you're interested in becoming one. You need some hands-on experience so that the information is more meaningful to you. It's not just random text on a page. You can actually visualize what process is going on. So I did this all over the course of 5 months. I took the exam and I passed it on my first try. Thank you, Jesus. But that's basically what I did. Again, step 1, Pentest Plus for Dummies. Steps 2 and 3, the Jason Dion's class and the practice exams. Then Paul Browning's video course, and then Try Hack Me. If you do all of those things and you get to the point where you're now familiar with the information, you can look at pretty much any question and be comfortable with it, go for it. Take the exam, and good luck, good hunting out there. If anyone else has taken this exam, let me know if you passed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a good day.